Hey guys, I'm Melissa.
I'm Patty.
We are
Efecto podcast.
Welcome back, guys.
Yes.
Episode
Welcome
52. Back. Technically.
Part 2. Retake.
Yeah.
Bruh, because first of all, let me just take a sip of my coffee. Cheers.
I know.
It's
Cheers.
currently 8:19 in the morning. So we're
up early.
Bruh. Okay, yeah, let's... the reason this is 52 again is because we were here last week. We recorded an entire episode, and we posted on our story and a little TikTok that we were recording, and we let you guys know we couldn't get the video up because the fucking audio didn't want to import, just the second part of the audio.
Literally, guys, we were so close. We were trying everything. We were moving. Patty cleared up her laptop.
Yeah.
We were moving things around. I was we were chopping, and then we tried it on my laptop. Same thing. It would take it took the videos. It just wouldn't take the files, and yeah.
So unfortunately that one didn't go up, so there was no episode last week. So fingers crossed that this one will go up. It is going to go up.
It is, yeah.
Regardless, even if it's just audio that goes up, baby, this episode
you're going to get something.
Yeah, because we have a lot to update.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's early, so we have our cafecito.
Much needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, so welcome back. And clearly you didn't enjoy last week's episode because it wasn't up, but I hope you enjoyed the one before that.
Yes, which was Dahlia's
It was
episode.
Dahlia's.
Yeah. Dude.
Oh my God, it was.
Yeah, and so many people, all the people that listened to it and came up to us at Soul, oh, I watched your episode, blah, blah, blah. I got shy. Every time someone was, I was like, oh, hi.
Oh my God, thank you.
And then Dahlia did give us a shout out to her. She, at the end of her class, I think it was last Thursday, she was like, have you guys listened to Effecto podcast? And I was like, oh my God. And Mely was in that class, and I was like
shy. I'm shyness.
But no, it was really good. I'm excited that we're able to get her on, because I know big things are coming for her, and we could say we were her first interview.
Yeah, very good. And again, we mentioned then, it was we talked about that at the beginning. So the fact that
2 years ago, it was literally 2 years ago.
Yeah, and it's it's just it's so cool. I was looking at the reels the other day, and I was just reminding myself too, because I listened to it on the car on my way to work last week when it first came out. But I was just it was such a good episode. I got to know a lot more about her that I had no idea. So, and then Patty said, clearly people, they were interested, they were watching. They also got to hear and know things about her that they didn't know.
Yeah.
So
I said this last week, but obviously you guys didn't hear. But when I first started Soul Cycle, I viewed the instructors kind of like a teacher-student relationship. They're just there. Not that they're not people, but they're just there. It's not someone that I'm gonna open up to, hang out with, literally have heart-to-hearts with.
Yeah.
And it's completely changed, because I feel with the majority of the instructors there, I am that way, but especially with her, because she's built that community. We've gotten so close.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. But again, it's because she's cultivated that. And even with each other, I mentioned JoJo when she made me that, I think it was a couple episodes ago, she made me the shot glass. That was so sweet. But it was also because I feel if maybe we were in a different class together with a different instructor, I don't think that would have happened.
Yeah.
I don't think she would have felt comfortable or whatever. We wouldn't have been as close. But because of Dahlia and
built.
all of that, we're all close. Even if we don't know each other, we'll meet each other, and then boom, that's it. That's how we made our group.
Yeah, and even after class, if you go to brunch and you just said there's new girls, I don't go often, but when I do, it feels so welcoming. So it's always just that vibe, and it goes again because of the communities that she's built.
Yeah.
So,
and it feels good because as adults, it's hard to make friends. And I was talking to Javi about this yesterday, our cousin, and I'm I don't go out of my way to make friends at this age. I'm not searching. He was like, yeah, me either. What the fuck? And I was but that's the thing. They, at this age, I feel they just happen, and when they do organically, I appreciate it so much more, and I feel it's more genuine.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. I'm oh, that's a good little topic, because it's true.
Yeah, it's very Like, bitch, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
you want to be my friend? Can I borrow your crayons? Like, bitch, I'm not in kindergarten with the fucking whatever crayons with the fucking sharpener.
Yeah. Like, nowadays, it's just like, I look back at my friendships and it's everyone that I've already known, or it's like slowly it just happened out of nowhere. But that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, so I guess like with that, again, we hope you guys enjoyed that episode. And then this week, first, we're just gonna catch up because again, we did that last week, but it just didn't work out. But Patty, how you been? What are you up to?
I'm okay.
The tea.
The tea is I'm still not working. A little ASMR moment for our audio listeners.
Sorry guys, I was a little
thirsty. Quickly tell people what your coffee in the morning is.
It's so good. I'm getting to the point where I'm perfecting it. Nespresso pod. It's the damn, I don't remember the name of the pod.
That's crazy.
But it's just like an espresso little pod, and then I add almond milk, and then I have the Chobani. Yeah. Chobani creamer. Those are 10 out of 10. This one's a French vanilla. And then
that's the blue one, right? Mm-hmm. I like that one.
And then just a little splash of almond milk. I ran out of oat milk. And yeah, that's it. So
period.
Good.
Over ice. Period.
Mm-hmm. Always iced. I mean, yeah. Most of the time I do iced coffee.
Okay, let us know, because my first cup in the morning has to be a hot. I don't give a fuck if it's the devil's asshole outside. Like, bitch, I need hot coffee. I feel like it hits different and it goes into my bloodstream and it actually like
takes it in.
Yeah, because iced coffee, to me, I could drink that shit like water. Like, to me, that does not give me energy. Yeah. This shit though,
I know. I like hot coffee at night.
Bitch, I'll have one at night too.
Yeah, I'm like, but I'm an iced coffee girly.
Yeah, but anyways, no, I've been good. The tea is, I'm still not at work. Yeah. And I've just been, again, therapy. I had a doctor's appointment just like check in, like with my actual doctor. And he just asked me like, how are you? Have you started therapy? Because he was the one that like, was like, I need you to go to kind of help with all this process. And I was telling my therapist on Tuesday, because every time before a session I do like a little survey so she can kind of like see where I'm at. And she was like, I noticed that like your anxiety and depression levels have heightened. And I told her, I was like, well, I got some news right before I like did that. So I was like, that probably triggered a lot of it. It was when I was like, bitch, I got this letter, da, da, da. And I was like, I was freaking out. And so I was like, it could be that. And I was like, but also I was like, I don't know if this is part of the process of therapy, but like, I feel like I'm going backwards. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I need to stop saying like, sorry. She said, what do you mean? I said, well, I definitely feel like this is helping me like talk about it. I'm like, I've told you things. Me saying like, anyways, I'm gonna keep saying like
it's part of our
yeah, like
I always said that too.
like yeah, like, fuck. But someone did call it out. I'm like, I should not say it, but fuck it.
It's just
it's a filler word, I know. But anyways,
like,
pero like, no, but for real, she was like,
okay,
now we're gonna laugh.
Yeah, no, I'm like, no, it's okay.
Okay.
Come on, Patty. Don't look at me.
Don't look at me. Every day.
It's so wonderful.
Period. Pipes. No, she was just saying, I told her, I was like, because we're talking about things I've told this woman things that I have never told anyone. Mm-hmm. And she's been able to get me to like understand the why, or like kind of go through, oh, this is because of X, Y, and Z. And even shit that like I didn't even expect to be talking about yet. Because again, in my brain, and I think it's because I'm such a like, okay, I do this, let's move on, let's do this type of person. I really thought like, oh, me being in therapy for a month, we're going to talk about like the 2 losses that I had this year, and like I'm going to feel so much better after my month, and then I'm going to be able to move forward. No, babe. No, babe. Therapy is not like that. And she told me, she's like, remember our first session, I said that it's not going to take a month. It's not going to take 2 months, 3 months. She was like, it takes time, because she was like, we're talking about things and you're actually dealing with it when probably when you go through things, your coping mechanism, your body could shut it down. Your brain can like store it away, and you might think, oh, I'm fine because I can function. But she's like, you're not dealing with it. So she's like, all those feelings or all those things that you're talking about, the feelings come back. So she's like, it's draining and you have to actually process them. She's like, that takes a lot out of you. And she was like, therapy's hard work. And she was like, it's people who have never tried it and aren't in it don't understand that. She was like, because they can't see it. You can't see the work. And people can't see, sometimes they can, like the pain and shit that you're going through. But she was like, she was like, I get it. She was like, but that means that you're actually trying. And of course, I'm like crying. And she's like, you have to let it all out. Because she was like, guess what? She was like, this is only our 4th session. And she's like, we're going through things. She's like, you have 30 years of life. Yeah. She's like, do you really think you're going to heal all of that in 4 sessions? And when she put it in that perspective, I was like, oh shit. I was like, you're right. So she was like, just give yourself the grace and space. And she's like, just no. She's like, I see you putting in the work. She's like, I know it's not easy, but she's like, I'm telling you as your therapist, I see that you are trying and you are working towards it and you are getting the help. She's like, you're being very vulnerable talking about it. So she was like, yeah. So that made me feel better. So then when I went to my doctor and I was telling him all of this, because I was like, oh yeah, because when I think depression, I think like you're sad, which I am sad, but like I feel like unless you know me, you can't tell. But I see like a dark room, it's like raining, like you don't talk to anybody, you're just sleeping or whatever. So in my head I was like, oh, I'm not depressed, I'm just sad. And when I was explaining like everything to my doctor, still not sleeping very well. Like I go to bed at like between midnight and like 1:30 a.m. And that's because I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm like, turn everything off, and I like turn off the lights, and I'm like just sitting there to like try to sleep. And yeah, when I told my doctor, he was like, and he was like, yeah, he was like, before I even told him that like my therapist said like my anxiety and depression was heightened, he said, yeah, he was like, those are definitely symptoms of anxiety, which we know you have. And he was like, those are also symptoms of depression. And when he said that, I was like, he's like, yeah. And then we got kind of into like more detail, and it was just a lot. It was a lot. But yeah, I definitely felt better after both appointments. And yeah, he just encouraged, was like, are you still like working out every day? And I was like, well, I will say like I haven't been going every day like I was before. And that's something I didn't realize until he asked me that question. Because even right now when I checked and you're like, how many classes? It was like 19 rides in the last 30 days. And I was like, oh, that's low. That is so low for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. He was like, if you can, he was like, I need you out every day. And then my therapist said, she's like, are you going to your class every day? And I was like, no. She was like, you need to do something, because she's like, you have to get outside of your 4 walls, or like if you're working on something, like you need to give yourself a break and step away from it. But yeah, he was like, just move your body. He was like, that will help with endorphins. And he's like, it will physically tire your body out. So he's like, you can't sleep. So I was like, all right. But yeah, that was like my big like awakening this week.
Yeah, and even when you said like your therapist was like, I see you putting in the work 1,000%. Like I told you the other day, I was like, bitch, I'm so proud of you, because it takes a lot. Like, it's like not everyone can stay consistent and actually go. I couldn't stay consistent and stay through it. So it, it's like, no, like you're literally putting in the work. Because of that, you relive every moment. It's like all these new things. So it's yeah, like it's just, yeah. Not me getting teary-eyed too. But it's, yeah, and like you said, like if you have not tried therapy, like it's like, don't dismiss it, or don't like feel like, I don't know, like if you know that's like the only thing. If you know, and it's like not everyone can stick to it, and it doesn't, because it's not easy.
Yeah. And I feel like I definitely think everyone should go to therapy.
Yeah,
because there's different types of therapy that I've learned. Like there's therapists that can help you with like relationships, careers, anxiety, depression, eating disorders, like abusive relationships, trauma. Like there's literally a therapist for anything and everything. And I just think you learn so much more about yourself and how to cope and how to really deal with your emotions. It basically teaches you how to handle yourself and be one like with yourself. And I mentioned this last week, but obviously the episode didn't go up. When my dad, I finally told my dad I was going to therapy last week or 2 weeks ago, and it came up because he had a doctor's appointment, and he had asked, I guess the doctor had asked him, like, oh, after they told him everything, like with my brother, and my dad has like diabetes and all that stuff, she wanted to make sure, and she was like, so how are you like mentally, like do we need to get you into see a therapist and all that? And my dad's like, no, I don't think so, like I just need time. But that's again like the way that they view it. And so my dad asked me, like, how are you doing mentally? Dude, I broke. Because one, I never thought in my life my dad would ever ask me that question. I feel like he asked it because he literally was just asked that by the therapist. I don't think he alone would ask that question. But even then, him asking that, like, I just started crying. Because I was like, that's a heavy question. I was like, that's a different subject. I was like, that's a completely different subject. So then it just turned into a cry fest. Like, I was crying, my mom was crying, my dad was crying, and all of that. But that's when I told him, I was like, well, I started therapy, and I was like, and it's fucking hard. Because he told me, he was like, yeah, I don't think I need therapy. And I was like, everyone needs therapy. I was like, you might not think it, but everyone needs therapy. And I was like, and it's not easy.
Especially at our parents and like that generation is like, they 100%, I'm like 100% need therapy. Whether they'll accept it or do it, it's a different story. But yeah, I
need trauma therapy. The fuck?
Yeah.
Psychotherapy. I don't fucking know.
Everything. Because all the, like literally all, I'm sure like everything that they've been through at a young age too. And then now just accepting, that they are the way they are because of that.
And that's the thing. I flat out heard my dad. My dad doesn't understand that literally things that you go through shape your mindset. Because
1,000%.
In his brain, he's like, no, I'm just like this. But why are you like that? It's because of all the shit you've witnessed, you've dealt with, you've felt. Literally, you physically have seen shit you've gone through that you don't deal with. Because you don't deal with your shit. That's why we are the way we are. Like, literally.
Yeah. And then literally why your therapist was like, in these 30 years in 4 sessions, I don't know, because since we're born, like, everything impacts us. Our parents' relationships, the way that they are with us.
Girl.
List goes on.
I got into that, a little bit of that. I'm not going to dive into it, but I did talk about like family dynamic, and I literally needed a nap. I knocked out for 3 hours.
This was too much.
No, bitch, it was a lot. I couldn't. I literally fell asleep for 3 hours, woke up, and I was like, I gotta go to Seoul. And I did. But anyways, that's enough. That's enough of my therapy talks. But yeah, it's definitely 10 out of 10 recommend. And yeah. So anyways, passing the baton, Mel, how's your week been?
It's been good. I haven't done much, but it's been pretty good. I haven't done much, as you guys know. It's just like me, my dog, and my dad got a swimming pool recently, so I've just been in that pool as much as I can. It's just been relaxing. Like, I don't know. I mean, Yeah. Wait, I was gonna say it's been relaxing me. No, it's been relaxing. To just be in there.
It can relax you.
Yeah, that part too. But and you know, I always talk about this, but I've just been so busy with work. So now that it's dying down, I'm like, thank God, because I've been needing that. And my trainer, she was out for some time. She got her boobs done. I know she's very open about it. So if she sees this, she's not gonna care. But she got her boobs done. So we had like a week and a half off, and then I went back on Friday. Was it Friday? No, on Wednesday. And it was hard, guys. I was like, fuck, but she definitely killed us. But it felt so good to be back, because before that I've just been kind of on like the treadmill and doing all of that, and I mean, it's fine, but I needed that. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I haven't done much, honestly. But I'm just.
Can we get an update on D.Santi?
Oh my God, yes. So I have actually. Yeah, you're right.
Bitch,
you're right. I have been
plug
doing
yourself, bitch. Oh my God. Okay, the one thing about me, I'm gonna pimp out my friends respectfully. Like if they got a business, I'm gonna be like, bitch, talk.
No, that's so true. So I have been working a lot on D.Santi on the side.
Lot, bitch.
Yeah, I'm just like, I mean, guys, you guys know how I feel about my small business, and that's something that I'm always gonna be passionate about, and that I want to build and grow. It's just about fucking doing it. But I've been like, after work I get home and I kind of like go through, I'm starting to like I have inventory at the house. I did a little photo shoot. I need to do another one, and then I'm finally launching some stuff on Friday. Woo! So you're gonna start seeing the content throughout this week, because obviously I have to build up for that.
If you guys aren't following, you better
make sure
follow.
you go follow D.Santi. And I didn't make it a big deal this year, but it's my 4th year officially of being a business owner.
Woo!
So it's like super cool. I'm like,
Bitch.
oh my gosh, 4
yeah, because you started in 2020.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, we have an episode where I interview Mely as like the D.Santi like CEO.
Yes.
So go check that episode out.
It tells you guys everything, how it started, what that came about. But yeah, it's been 4 years now, which is insane. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm just trying to like, you know, I'm trying to come back, make a little comeback. But yeah, so stay tuned, follow socials so you can see all of that's to come. But yeah, launching on Friday, trying to get back into pop-ups. So shop Small Saray, keep an eye on there. And yeah, guys, I mean, it just makes me happy.
Yeah,
the other
I'm excited.
day I was like packing some stuff up, and then I was like, oh my gosh, because I did 2 deliveries, one for Edith, and then I sent one out, like little PR packages. And I was like,
oh, then you did one for Kate.
I did give, yeah, I got Kate one. Well, and it was just, I kind of packed it up super quick, because there's someone in Soul Cycle, guys. She has been wearing, well, there's been a few, but so
many D.Santi sightings at Soul Cycle.
There's been a few, and it just feels so nice. But I knew I saw her constantly like wearing it, and when I got the new colors, I was like, you know what? I was like, hey, are you gonna be in cost? She's like, yes. I'm like, okay, I have something for you. And then I was like, let me just take it to her, and it's such a cute color.
She literally opened it. She's like, couldn't wait.
She's like, I couldn't wait.
I was like, it's so cute.
So hopefully, I mean, I already know the material and everything's the same, and it's good.
Bitch, when I tell you, so Mely, it's like the workout set. Mm-hmm. So when she did the pop-up with Dahlia at Soul Cycle, she got there early. So like when the 8:30 class came out, the event was up for the 9:30 class, but when the 8:30 class came out, all the Manhattan Beach moms and like all the ladies were buying, and there's this one lady in particular. Mm-hmm. I kid you not, I only see her on Saturday because she does the 8:30. Mm-hmm. And she was in Dahlia's 8:30 yesterday. Since that event, I've probably seen her wear it almost every week. Yeah. I literally will be like, that's how I know. I was like, oh my God,
that's her.
I'm like, that is her. And literally me and Zoo were on our bike yesterday, and she walks in and she's setting up her bike, and like, we're tired, and I see her and I go, and Zoo's like, I'm like, a D.Santi sighting.
I love it. No, there's times, guys, where I'm like showing up and I see people and I'm over here like just recording.
You need to make that a TikTok. Like, I know. Oh, literally, like every time you see, like, videos. Every time you see, like, I don't know, find something catchy. Like, I promise I'm not being creepy. POV.
Yeah,
you own a small business and you spot your stuff in the wild.
Yeah, I know. I love it. It makes me so happy, and that those are the things. I mean, and we've talked about this, and Patty has given me such good advice. Like, it's not about when you're motivated or like all of this. It's literally you fucking like staying consistent and doing it, because I'm not always going to be motivated. I'm not always going to, you know, be like inspired or whatnot, but I know that I care about my business, and the only way I'm going to grow is if I stay consistent. If I'm not putting in the work, nothing's going to happen. So that's like one thing. But every time I see people, it generally like just reminds me like, bitch, this is why you're doing it. This is why you love it. This is why you care about it. So,
and the girlies are waiting. Like, that mom texted you like,
I know. She
when
immediately was
stuff?
like, when is it? Like, I've been waiting. I'm like, oh, I know. And then someone else had told me something too, because of the 4-year mark. We started it around the same day, around the same year, but literally like days apart. She's like, girl, what's happening? Like, no, like, launch this week. And then, oh my gosh. Okay, also, oh my God, is it Coffee Fairy? Coffee Fairy.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys have not heard of Coffee Fairy, check her out. I love her stuff. It's so good. She's a local in Inglewood. She's a good friend of mine growing up. But it was funny because when I first went to go pick up... Oh, she
is? I didn't know. I just saw all her stuff.
Yeah. So when I first went to go pick up my coffee, I was like, wait, someone told me like, hey, it's like Jennifer. And I said, wait, like Jennifer from like, like, I'm not even going to say her street number, but I said like, from that street. And then they're like, yeah. So I texted her right away. I said, bitch, what the fuck? This is your business? Like, this is you? She's like, yes, girl. Like, I'm like, oh, I had no idea. Because she's very, very like with that mindset. She has a few businesses. She's just kind of been like, you know, I guess like figuring out what exactly she's passionate about. But she's always been a barista. She's been a barista for a very long time. And then she did corporate and she just fell in love with it. So she finally started that. Her coffee is 10 out of 10. Everything,
dude, I want to try the horchata.
So good.
Like the cold foam.
It's the matcha with the horchata cold foam, the cocoa pebbles, like one from like Disney. It's so good. The strawberry, like everything. And her refreshers, she was like, there was a day I pulled up, she's like, this is gonna come out in a few days, try it. I need your opinion like now. I tried it and I was like, no, Jennifer, I swear this is so good. It was out and now she's like, everyone loves it. I'm
because
like,
you have to pick it. She's working out of her home.
She's working out of her home and she has good relationships.
I literally was seeing it all over everywhere. And then I saw Gigi post it. Yeah. And then like a couple weeks later, Daniela posted it and I was like, but then I realized, I was like, oh, you got to go to this girl's house. Yeah. And so I was like, I need my shit like first thing in the morning.
Yeah. Well, she starts pickups at 6 a.m.
Oh, period.
Yeah. You just, and now like her pickups from like 6 a.m. to like at least 9:30 or 10, you pretty much have to do it the day before. If not, they're like her spots are done.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So
I'm literally going to do something.
Like, yeah. Like,
bitch, we should. Immediately, I'm like, you guys can probably collab, but like, that would be amazing if we had her at Soul Cycle.
Yes.
Like for after?
Yes.
Like for some cafecito?
No, and she's like trying to build on that. She's like, I know she's working on her stuff. I won't speak to her business, but that's a conversation we had. Yeah, so with that, like I went to go pick it up and I was just telling her, I was like, you're killing it. I'm seeing it. Like everything, like keep doing it. And she's like, yeah, like I'm genuinely passionate. And that's when she's like, and she's been a loyal customer of mine forever. She's like, so when are we gonna get D.Santi? When are we getting Melis by Melissa? Come on, I need that energy back. And wait, I'm like, I know.
Was she ever at your at
She's Angel been City? To some pop-ups. Yeah, she's been to a few pop-ups.
Is she the one that bought her stuff for her birthday trip?
She did. She bought some stuff for birthday trips. She's gotten like for wedding.
But is she like the one that's like friends with Karim?
No,
not the one that would help them.
No.
Oh, okay, I'm thinking of a different girl.
Yeah. But yeah, so she was just like, and she's like, and when you're ready, a little collab. She's like, well, like you do the pop up, I'll do the coffee. Like we got it. I was like, no, we have to. But yeah, with that, guys, it's just little things like that. It just gets me excited again. And finally, too, like in the house, I mentioned this in last week's episode. No, like in 2 weeks ago, or I don't know when. But my parents were working on like my office inventory room. It's now so spacious. I finally have the room again. And it's like I could actually work out of that freaking room now because I was considering getting a storage unit. And it's pretty, like, honestly, it's convenient. But it's the hours don't work for me. So it's like I could only use it on the weekends. I'm going to do month to month for just Saturday and Sunday. Like, there's really no point. So finally now at the house, it's like, okay, I can actually work from here, because sometimes that does, like, it sucks. You come home and it's like, I want to separate, like my personal space with like work, and then like my small business too. So it's like, how do I do that? But yeah, that definitely helps. So hopefully, yeah, just get ready.
The girlies are
ready.
Waiting, bitch. The fuck.
I know. I've been waiting too, but that's no excuse. It's like me, literally, like, all right, bitch, you've been waiting, do it.
And like, I am constantly always thinking about it, but I'm like, let me not, like, because I also don't want to stress you out and like push you, but I'm always, that's why randomly I'm like, so bitch, what's going on with D.Santi?
And it's like, now I actually, like, my mind is like finally free from all like the stress from work. I'm like, all right, like, get those creative juices going, like, kind of like do my little mood boards.
And like plan your shit out, because the stress from work is gonna come back.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get back into
like,
a really busy time.
This is the time. Yeah. I'm like, this is a time for me to, like, all right, like, get it together, figure it out. And then a lot of my excuses would be like, oh, I can't go pick up the inventory. And it's like, I can get it shipped. It's just a few extra dollars. So it's like, I used to do that all the time. And at this point, I'm like, I would say like, okay, I can go Fridays and Mondays. Every day is unpredictable, especially with work. And it's like, even though it's hybrid and I have that flexibility, realistically, Mondays and Fridays, there's still traffic. By the time I get to downtown, it's like rushing and like all of this. So I'm like, Melissa, just stop bullshitting, get it shipped. Like, that's it. A few extra dollars, that's my dollars in gas and then my time.
No pasa nada, oiga. No pasa nada, oiga.
So that's literally what my mindset. I was like, get it shipped, and that's it. Figure it out.
Thank you very much.
Very much. There you go. That is the update. That's the tea. That's all that's going on in my life right now.
Yeah, so that's pretty much, like, again, like, our week. But we mentioned this in last week's episode. We had a girls' trip planned, and we went to Palm Springs. It was so good. It was
so needed.
Much needed. Shout out to Paulina, because of her, this even happened. So our friend Paulina, she's a friend from Seoul. She's on summer break right now. And since I'm not working, her and I would go to the beach or whatever. And one day we're at the beach and she's like, if I go to Palm Springs, will you go with me? And I was like, bitch, like, I can't afford it right now. And she was like, the hotel will be free. And I was like, what do you mean? Yeah. She's like, I have points. And I was like, oh, bitch, I'm down. So then that was like our plan. And then there was another day where Mely, Christine, Pauline, and I were all at the beach. We're talking. And then we're all vibing. So then Paulina felt the vibe and was like, oh, so me and Patty are going to go to Palm Springs. You girls want to go? Because then that way, originally it was going to be like the four of us. We'd just share a room, free, like, no pasa nada. Ended up just being us two and Paulina. Christine couldn't make it, unfortunately, but it was so good. It was definitely needed. We went from Sunday and we came back Tuesday. Perfect little getaway. Yeah. It was hot.
So hot.
It was literally the devil's asshole.
Like, it was so bad. We got off the car and I was like, what?
As we were driving, I was like, we weren't even in Palm Springs. We were like, not even in Hemet yet. Yeah. And I'm like, it's 89 degrees. 65 degrees. But it was so good. So we got there Sunday. And then, thank God, we were able to check in early. Yeah. Because check-in was not till 4. We got to check in at like 1.
And and I'm like, God, we got AC.
Yeah, that's where, like, we're good. So we dropped off our bags and then we
went to go eat.
We wanted to try that really cute restaurant Farm.
I know, but they close.
They close like in the middle of the day and then they reopen at night. Like
4 or 5.
Yeah, and we were like, oh, whatever. But then Paulina was like, oh, there's a sushi place. Bomb.
And we love sushi, so we're like, we're down.
It was so good.
It was so good.
It literally hit the spot.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, let's go to a Ralph's and like get a bottle or something. But we said that at the beginning of lunch. And I'm like, fuck it. I want to get in the pool.
Yeah.
We literally get back to the hotel. We change. We go to the pool.
Yeah.
The water was so warm.
Guys, it was so warm. I was expecting like, hell yeah, I'm going to jump into like a cold like pool. No.
But it felt
good. Yeah, it felt good. It was very relaxing and just everything. And there was a little bit of wind.
Yeah.
So it felt nice.
And then like when you would stand up, like the breeze would get you. Yeah. So we got in the water at like 3, 4.
Yeah, it was like, literally like 3:30ish.
Yeah, we were there for like maybe 2 hours, 3 hours.
Pool closed at 8, so yeah.
Oh, bitch, we were there for a long time then.
Yeah, the first day, the first night, we definitely
we
stayed
were
the whole
like
time.
the whole time.
Yeah.
It was fun. Paulina had her little speaker.
Yeah, everything.
So there were these little girls. We started playing music, right?
That.
Because the pool's playing music, but it's like top 100.
Yeah.
So Paulina starts playing like reggaeton and all this stuff. And there's this family next to us. And I asked the lady, I was like, oh, do you have a request? She's like, just turn it up. Yeah. She's like, turn it up. And we're like vibing or whatever. And there's these two little güeritas, little girls, like maybe like 10 and 9 years old.
Little.
Yeah. And they come over to us and they go to Paulina, like, excuse me. And Paulina just looks at her and I'm like, oh God. I'm like, what are they going to ask? And she's like, can you play Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar? And I'm like, absolutely we can. Yes. And we had already played the song, but I was like, run that shit back.
I did not expect that one to come out of their mouth.
I was like, if these bitches ask for Taylor Swift, I'm like, sorry, no.
I'm like, yes.
No. Paulina would be like, fuck her. No. No, I think Paulina, I don't know if Paulina likes her.
I know she likes some country, but I don't know about Taylor. But no, that literally, we were like, oh my God. And we're like, hell yeah, we're vibing.
It was so good. So whatever, we're like, okay, well, because we decided we're like, when we go to Palm Springs, we'll have one nice cute dinner. Yeah. And then we decided it's not tonight because like we just want something chill, like light work. We get out the pool, we go back to the rooms, shower, start getting ready. And then like I'm getting ready, I'm time out. So I get out I shower first. I think I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be ready before Mel. This bitch literally showers, does her hair, does her makeup. We finish at the same time. Yeah. I was like, what? I was like, that's crazy. I was like, that's crazy that I started before you. And you did I only did my face. I didn't do my hair. Yeah. And we finished at the same time. Crazy. But anyways, I was like, bitch, where are we gonna go? So Mely starts like,
I'm like looking all these spots.
Like, you just started on TikTok or what?
Yeah, I was on TikTok first, and then I was like, okay, where is TikTok taking me? And then I went on Maps, and I was like, at this point, it was Sunday, it was getting late, and I'm like, damn, everything closes at 9 or at 10. Like, it was all that. So
it was like 9 already.
Yeah, like, and so we're like, oh my God, I'm like, I don't know what we're gonna do. So I started looking up like places that closed later, and there was only a few, and I saw that one. I was like, well, guys, this one has good reviews.
It's pizza.
Yeah, and I was like, okay.
We're like, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah. And then we showed up.
Okay, so we get there, we call the Uber, we get there. Oh, so we were gonna go to another place first, because when we got into the Uber, we asked the Uber, can you take us here instead? He's like, yeah, I know where that is. Cool. They drop us off, and literally we get there, the street is dead. Like there's no one on the street. And then like outside so there's 2 doors. It's on a corner. There's the pizza place, and then there's a bar, and it's 2 different entrances. We were so confused because the pizza entrance had like seating, and it was kind of closed off, so we were like, where the fuck do we go? And there's this negrito standing outside, and he's like smoking a cigarette, and he's like, oh, what's up, ladies? And he opens the door for us, but we don't know which way to go. And he was like, the pizza, he was like, it's the same place. We're like, oh, okay. So we walk in, literally they're connected. We go in, we order our pizza, and whatever, we're there, the music is cool, and then the song starts. I see dead people. We looked at each other right away, like we're like, that's a sign, because literally the song just kept coming up. Yeah, like at the pool, the little girl asking for it. We're like, oh, this is our
anthem for the weekend.
No, literally vibing. We order our pizza. We go sit down.
God.
Literally a little hole in the wall dive bar.
And everyone, it was like like Patty said, it was locals, because people would walk in and it was just like, oh, what's up?
I didn't even see the security guard.
Oh, guys. So we're like getting in there, and at first too, I was like, what the hell?
So he's sitting in like the middle. There's like 4 or 5 tables.
Yeah, there's like tables. He's sitting in the middle with some other guys, and
like the guy has a beer. So I was like, oh, they're just
he
here.
Literally stands up and he's like, ID, and I looked at him, like, it took me some time to process, but then in that moment when he stood up, Patty's like, no.
No, literally. So the thing is, he didn't. All I saw, we're walking, and we are overdressed for this place, but we're still casual. Yeah, we definitely stand out. Yeah, we're just casual, but it's still a little bit, it's like cute, a little more overdressed. we're walking, and I just see this big man stand up, and I was like, oh hell no. And I walk around Mely to like rush, and then he goes, IDs, and I was like, oh my god, it's the security guard.
It was literally the security, and it's because there was everyone just kind of like, even people who were there like enjoying their drink were like picking up the beers and like the pizza and everything, so it was just crazy. And then I'm like, are we allowed to talk about it?
Hold on, I'm gonna call her right now. I'm gonna phone a friend. I'm scared to see what she's gonna say. I'm like, are you awake? She's like,
Alexa, stop. Hello.
good morning.
Good morning. Alexa, stop.
So Mely and I say hi, Mely.
Hi.
Good morning.
Morning.
So we're recording for the podcast right now.
Yay.
And we're talking about Palm Springs, and we got to the part where we
NYPD.
where we got to NYPD and wanted to get your permission and your consent. Or if you just want to be on the pod with us, and you can tell your story and read your messages.
You guys can say it. Why are you guys recording right now? It's so fucking early.
Hey, we've been here.
Bitch, you're literally on the pod right now.
Oh.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Go back to sleep.
Okay, bye. I will.
Bye.
Bye.
She said, don't say my name.
I
Like,
know,
bitch,
they
we said
people know.
Paulina is with us. Okay, so we'll edit that whole part out. So yeah, so we get there, we get our table, and we go to we go to the bar to like order drinks, and they have White Claws. Bitch, they have twisted teas.
Yeah.
To me, that was like green flag. So I ordered twisted tea. The drinks, and I asked the bartender, her name was Karin. Shout out Karin.
So cool.
I just realized I don't have mascara on. Remember, I did my makeup in the car.
You were like, oh, I need
and I was
mascara.
and I was like, there's something I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
Mascara, whatever. No pasa nada. She's like, do you want to keep your tabs open, ladies? And in my head, I'm like, how much are these?
Yeah.
Like, is this bitch gonna upcharge us? She's like, oh, they're like $6. I was like, oh, leave
yeah.
my shit open.
Yeah.
The fuck? So whatever, we sit down, we're having drinks. The music is so good. And I'm a music girly. Like, the vibes were every song. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
They had a jukebox. So like everyone was just, you get an app, you pay for the songs, everyone's like putting their music or whatever. And then we noticed this guy. So you guys noticed him first because my back is to the wall, to the door, and you guys are facing the door. So when you first noticed him, what's your point of view?
So first I noticed, we noticed two guys. The first one I was like, who is this? And then I see a Dodger hat, and immediately I was like, oh my gosh. And he had a Dodger jersey. And Paulina and I Paulina and I look at each other. Paulina and I look at each other, and I was like, bitch, did you see? And then she's like, yes. And she's like, I want the Dodger hat. And it was so funny.
And then I don't randomly, because again, there's so many people keep coming in, and it's a local bar.
Yeah.
At one point, there's this guy like dancing, is the negrito with the glasses with the charger, and I turn around, and when I turn around, he's all the way at the end, and I just see a Dodger jersey and a Dodger hat, and I'm like,
yep,
cool. Fast forward, whatever. Paulina's in line for the restroom, and I guess homeboy was in the men's restroom and walks out. Next thing I know, again, now Mely's back is to the bathroom. We're drinking. Next thing I know, I look up, and they're shaking hands, and I'm like, no, look, and we're like,
I'm like, oh my god,
we're like hyping her up, like we love this for her, whatever. She comes back, cool, and then I think it was just in the bathroom. There's this guy by the bar,
yeah,
and I noticed a Puerto Rico hat, and I was like,
yep,
and it tats.
Yeah, like he was cute.
Yeah, he was very cute. Mely was like, I was like, bitch. Mely was like, no, but he's short.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, bitch, it's not my fault that you're tall. I'm not. I was like, bitch, I'm short. He's taller than me.
Immediately, I was like, damn. I was like, but he's short.
He was so cute.
So cute.
Whatever. And he's like chilling there. the bartender knows them, so they're local. They know everybody in that damn bar.
Everyone who would walk in, like, right away, like, oh, what's up? What's up?
So
like,
this is like a local spot. So we kept saying, we found a good spot. If the locals come here, we found a great spot.
And then someone else talked. Well, no, let's get back to the story. But another local had brought it up, like, oh yeah, that NYPD bar, and I was like, oh shit, okay, it is.
Oh
That's
yeah, the day after. Yeah. But yeah, so whatever. Paulina comes back. We're like hyping her up, and then we're all just at our table. Paulina's standing up, and then out of nowhere, she turns around and like walks over to the guy in the Puerto Rico hat and like taps his shoulder.
She says,
and like, literally, we were like, oh, we thought this bitch was like, oh, she's shooting her shot. Like, we're like, pop off, but we're like dying because we're like, ain't no fucking way.
I'm like, oh my god.
And then they're talking, whatever. And me and Mely are still like trying to process this, and then two guys come and like sit next to them, and they're his homies. And then literally I just see a guy in a white shirt, and then I see the guy in the Dodger jersey with the Dodger hat, and I look at Mely and I'm like, they're friends. Whatever. They come back. She comes back to our table, and I was like, bitch. I was like, what's happening? She was like, yeah, I know they're friends. I was like, oh. And she was like, no, bitch. She was like, I'm asking him about him. I was like, oh. I was like, I thought you were switching it up. She was like, nah, girl. Period. But yeah, so whatever. Shout out Paulina, because she was bold.
She was so bold. I'm like, fuck, I wish. Yeah. Like, I'm like, we were talking about this, but no, I love that for her. We were both like, yes, we couldn't stop laughing, guys. With the whole time we were just waiting to see I'm like, what's next? What is she doing next?
And she literally was just like, they're talking about blah, blah, blah. And then she's like chilling with us. Like, then she's just with us, whatever. And I think they're like, oh, and then I don't know how, but she somehow... Oh, because we were wondering if the guy with the Puerto Rico hat was Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So Paulina was like, "Are you Puerto Rican, or do you just have the hat on?" And he's like, "No, I'm from Puerto Rico." Da da da. And we're like, "Oh, like what party?" Like shakes our hand. Mm-hmm. We never got his name.
I know.
And I was like, "Oh, we went to Puerto Rico in April." He's like, "Oh, where'd you guys go?" And I was like, "We were in Condado." Blah blah blah. Cool. We're talking. And then Paulina's like, she's like, "So your friend?" She was like, "If I talk to him, will he talk to me?" And he was like, "I don't know, like I'm not him." And I was like, "Isn't that your friend?" He's like, "He barely talks to us." She's like, "He's shy, like he barely talks," and you could tell.
Yeah,
he was so quiet.
Yeah, he was just like there. Like
the other two were like hyping people up. Yeah. He was just there, like on his phone. So he's like, "I don't know." And she's like, "Okay." She gets his number. Cool. And then they leave. Okay, we stay till like midnight ish. We're let's just close our tab out. Our tab,
guys,
we each had maybe like 4 or 5 drinks.
Like 4, yeah.
Our tab was $13.
Insane.
Like, so I'm like, God did not charge us for half crazy. Our drinks. I was like, you're getting a great tip, babe. Thank you so much. Yeah. 10 out of 10 recommend. Yeah. Like NYPD. Is it Pizza and Bar?
Yeah, like you'll know. If you look that up right away in Palm Springs, it'll come up.
Yeah. 10 out of 10 recommend. And the fact that it was a Sunday that we pulled up.
I know. And they're open every day until 2 to 3.
2 or 3, something like that. So whatever. We're leaving our Uber, so we get in our Uber. Literally the second we get in our Uber, she's like, he texted me. I have the receipts.
We were like,
she was like, what do I say?
And I was just like, oh my god, he was shy. Of course he would text as soon as,
So I'm not going to say his name. He said, "Hey, it's me, blank, from the bar. What are y'all plans tonight?" I grabbed her phone and I said, "What are our plans?" Wait, before I'm like, bitch, just know, hold on, bitch, can I read these messages?
She's probably not going to want all of them.
Off? She sent them to me. She said, go off. So I said, bitch, can I read these messages? Or what part
do I hold back on?
Do I leave out? Yeah, so what are our plans? He said, I'm dropping my friends off, then I'm free. What about you? And then we're just like, we're just heading like back to our hotel. I gotta wait because I don't know if she's gonna let me say this next part. We can edit it out. I'm just gonna keep going and then we'll edit it out if anything. And we told him what hotel we were at. I told him what hotel we were at. And he said, "What's up? You want me to pull up?" We said, yes. I said, "I'm on the 5th floor. You don't need a key to come up." I was trying to get my girl.
Come on.
Like, I was trying to
help her out.
And the thing is, Paul, if you know our friend, like, she has, like, this energy. Like, she is a bad bitch. And she's very confident. Like, she has, like, I don't know how to explain it, but she's just, like, she has a presence.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God, she was like so shy. And I was like, bitch, what the fuck? She was like, I don't do this. And I'm like, she's like, I'm all talk. She's like, I'm all fucking talk. She's like, usually I'm the one being chased. I don't chase people. And I was like, well, bitch, this is a social.
I'm like, today.
This is a social experiment for all of us, bitch.
We were living.
Okay. Got it. I'll switch the words up. But yeah, we just wanted like her to have a good time. He asked her, like, do you have your own room? Yeah, I do, blah blah. Like, yeah, cool. He was like, do you want me to pull over? Do you want me to pull up? She's like, yeah, like, whatever. He's like, okay, like, I'll go in a bit. And then he hits her with the, I'm on the way. I'm with my boys though. Is that okay? But we were confused. We were like,
we were ready in our PJs. Yeah. Makeup was off.
Mely was on the bed trying to fucking edit this last week's fucking episode. She's in her PJs. But her hair and makeup is still done.
Yeah.
Bitch, the minute I got into the hotel, she took everything off, put on my PJs, washed my face.
Yeah.
And Paulina's in the restroom.
And she screams that out. And Patty and I look at each other. We're like, no.
Sorry, I'm getting the got it, I got you. She's giving me tips. She's like, instead of saying this, do this.
I'm dead.
Okay. Yeah, so when she reads this out loud, I'm with my boys though, is that okay? I literally I'm like,
we look at each other like,
we're like, no. What? And I'm like, I look at Mel, I go, do you see me? I go, fuck no.
We were like, immediately we're like, no.
Like, are you fucking
And also we were confused because we're like, didn't you just drop them off?
Yeah, you said you were dropping them off. So that's literally what she said. She was like, I thought you dropped them off. He was like, so it's not okay? Question mark. He said, we got a pack. If you want to kick it, let me know. She was like, no. Well, I said this. I was like, no, I just want you. Like, the fuck? And he said, you can have me, but we can't kick it for a bit. I'm dead. Bitch, we were dying.
We were cracking up.
I was like, I'm so confused. Like, you switched it up. So when we're getting this, I was like, I bet you anything.
It's the Puerto Rico
I was like,
half.
the first half of the conversation, his homies were helping him. Yeah. I was like, now he's in the hot seat and he's like, oh shit.
Yeah. And also we were like, if you would have said this earlier, conversation would have been different.
Yeah. Or like if you would have said something when we're still at the bar. Yeah. So she was like, you can he said, you can have me, but can't we kick it for a bit? They'll leave. I just don't want to pull up alone. And then I grabbed the phone. I was like, they can wait in the lobby if you really want. Like, bitch, the fuck?
And also, I don't want to pull up alone. So weren't you driving? Hey, guys.
Yeah, and then he goes, what about your homegirls? I was like, they're unavailable. The fuck? Literally. Okay, then. So what are you doing? And I was like, are you coming over? Are you coming or not? Are you already there? Are you still at the bar? Like, bro, like
we already...
It was just, and mind you, there was a lot of time between messages, and we're just like, she was so over it.
At this point, yeah.
We're like, whatever. Like, and then she was just like, I'm going to bed. He's like, oh, really? She's like, yeah, I just wanted, And then he responds, the last text, she did not respond. He says, you still want to?
I'm like,
boy, bye.
Boy.
But that was like the highlight. That was so funny.
Yeah, it was so funny.
I was like, I love this. I love this. And then it was just like a girl's.
Yeah, like we were literally like, what's next? What is he typing? Yeah. And then it'll be like, it's typing. I'm like, wait, what? Like,
it was just so funny. But yeah, that was like our like main day. And then Sunday, pool all day. We got a cabana for free.
Yeah.
Because Paulina's AC wasn't working.
And we woke up, like, we left, grocery store quick. Like, it was early, pool, since, all day.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah. Got nice tan. Mm-hmm. And then we went to a really cute dinner. What was the restaurant?
It was so good. Taquila? So it's like tac and then quila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The drinks were good.
Yeah, the food was good, too.
Dude, I got camarones a la diabla. Oh my god, they were
It's
like
spicy.
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. I got tacos de birria. My stomach was hurting by that point, but the food itself, oh, it was
so good. It was really cute. It was really cute. Overall,
They
it was
have
a great time.
I could never say the word Michelin. Is that what it is? They have 2 Michelin stars. So I was like, period.
Period.
But, yeah.
It was really good. So if you guys are going to Palm Springs, check it out. Make sure to go to NYPD. Make sure.
you yeah.
So now we know.
Gotta go there.
Every time we go, we're gonna be like,
yeah,
we gotta go. We gotta go back.
Yeah, it was just like good vibes.
Yeah, but overall, we needed that getaway.
It was
I definitely think I had my brain shut off.
Yeah.
And
it was just so relaxing.
Yeah.
I wasn't like thinking about anything else other than just being there, chilling at the pool.
Yeah, we were just like floating in the pool, swimming.
It was good.
Mely did get a souvenir from the pool.
I did. Guys, I got swimmer's ear. So it happens to me every fucking summer. I get like an ear infection and like swimmer's ear because we're in the water so much. But guys, usually the water comes out. I literally I could barely hear from my freaking left ear right now. Went to urgent care, got like ear drops and a tablet. Pretty much they told me I have an ear infection and it's very, very swollen. But the problem is the ear drops that are supposed to help me, because my ear is so swollen, they're barely going in all the way. So it's like, I get one drop in and the rest comes out. Like it just kind of stays there because it won't go. So now I had to wait 7 days technically, and then I have to go back, and then they're probably gonna like, I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm like, I looked at him and I said, so the water is gonna stay in there, like I can't hear? And he started laughing. Yeah, for real. He started laughing. He's like, yeah. And I said, okay. Like what? So he's like, come back in 7 days. If it persists, I'm like, I'm telling you, like it's gonna stay like that. It's yeah. And I'm like, it's already been 4 days. Like I don't know, but that's what's been going on with the swimmer's ear. But it happens to me every year, like every single year. But this time it's there. So it's not hurting anymore. It's not painful. It's just uncomfortable. Yeah. Because all I can do is hear myself.
And then the funny thing is, like, Mely is talking very softly because she thinks that she's yelling. So, and I'm like, bitch, you are literally whispering. Like, bitch, you're like. Bitch, you're talking like the girl from Bitch Perfect. That's literally you.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, bitch, raise your fucking voice.
I can't hear you. But the good thing, I could tell my mom, I can't fucking hear you. Thank God.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm like, I can't hear you. So even earlier, we put on the headphones and I was like, oh my god, this is weird because this ear is like very like, it's I just hear it all here. Yeah.
But yeah. That's the tea.
That's the tea. That's what's been going on.
This is your sign to go on a little girls trip. Yeah, mini getaway with your girls, your besties. Yeah, it was definitely needed. It was just so much fun.
Yeah, and like you said, it's just like, oh, it's just so calming.
Yeah, we all needed that for our mental health in different ways.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, guys,
for this week's episode. Thank you for watching. Make sure to comment, like,
and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.